Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grimreaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well, looking after yourselves, and hopefully you're having a great weekend. And yeah, hopefully your 2x voids have been much better than my experience as well. My free-to-play open like 28 voids, got 0, so definitely suffering from that Bella Owl, who was my last void champion on that account. Anyway, let's get into today's video. I kind of want to talk about one of the champions that I've recently pulled and was a bit disappointed. And I'd say I was wrong, right? I was wrong because I called it a trash champion. I was going to throw it in the vault and not pretty much do anything with it. So today I took it for a spin in HYDRA and got it to work quite well actually. Obviously, at the end of this video, I'll put all the timestamps and stuff like that down below, and etc. for whatever you want to see, right? The build, the kit, etc. So I'm going to go over his kit right now. I'm only going to cover the first form. Yes, it is a mythical, but one of the standing mythicals with this game. We're going to talk about HIVELORD. Generally, I've recently pulled him. I was a bit disappointed. I mainly would say that I always knew he was good in HYDRA. I didn't know he was this good, if I'm honest. And yeah, maybe I was a bit too harsh. And obviously I was a bit harsh on him as well because I expected him to be like a crazy good champion for other things. So we're going to take him for like damage tests, etc. And then we'll do the full works with him as well. So I'm going to show you what's going on. Is he arena champion? No, he's not. I don't like him in arena. I don't think he's great for arena. I still stick to that opinion. Do I think he's got a lot of good use in raids? Yes, I do. So we'll go over and show his kit in a second, and we'll go a couple of areas where I think is really good, etc. And mainly covering HYDRA as well. So let's go through his kit then. Attacks all enemies, instantly activates any HP burn debuffs on an enemy. Then if an enemy is not under HP burn, we'll place a HP burn on them for 2 turns. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, etc. So that's worth noting. He is not booked on any of the forms. You will see me use the second form as well in HYDRA just to kind of show you what's going on there. They'll attack all enemies. Before attacking, places increase attack on all enemies for 2 turns. Then increases the duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn. So great thing for that. And they'll attack one enemy, place a perfect fail buff on a ally with the highest attack for 1 turn, which would most likely be him if he's the only tap-based nuker there. And then some metamorph, and then we have a passive ability as well. Each time this champion places a HP burn debuff, decreases the target's defense by 3%, or stack up to a 30% for a HP burn debuff on a enemy. It increases this champion's critical damage by 10%, will stack up to 400%. And whenever a enemy HP burn debuff activates, will increase his champion's attack by 5 and stacks up to 50%. Each resets in each round. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this resets when one of their heads die. So I decapitated and then reborn, right? And I think that's how the resets of each round kind of skills and passives work on HYDRA. So if that is the case, he has got plenty of time to stack up. I kind of wish they scrapped that little bit of his kit and just kind of let him just be able to stack up and then be able to run for it throughout the rest of the fight. I think that definitely would make him a bit stronger, etc. I probably still won't use him, but there is a reason why, and I'll get into that towards the end of the video. So let's go do a damage test in Dragon and see what we are playing with here. Okay, so we're going to keep it sweet. We've got Arbiter for the increased attack. We have Venus for the defense down and weaken. That's all that we need. We keep it simple, no bad hour, etc. to increase the damage. We've got the 2 standard buffs, attack up, defense down, and weaken. I know there's also Hex in here as well, because there's a Hex on this Venus. So, you know, this is perfectly fine to do. We're going to put him in a lead because he has attack in all battles by 35, which is very average for a attack nuker. It should be a bit higher because he is a mythical. But that's my personal opinion. To be fair, that's the least of my worries. So we're going to do increase attack. Venus is going to do a defense down. And then we're going to see on what we are playing with. So we're going for 1 to screed. And we have like 98,000 across the board there, right? Which is fairly okay. I think that's average, if I'm honest. Do that. We'll do this. And then we'll do this one. So we'll attack all enemies. So we'll put increase attack on itself. And then it'll basically do like a debuff spread as well. Sorry, not debuff spread. You do like a increase of durations on all the debuffs. Now, like 170, 220 there, right? Which is pretty. It's okay. It's not crazy though. You know, 800,000. Which is pretty standard. Anyway, let's go take him in Spider and let's see what work he can do in Spider. So let's come back to that one. Okay, so we have the same build. We are gonna go into in Spider now and just do a kind of like speed run, more or less. This is like what I normally build for like free to play. So he's just replacing like a second raw guard really, and then Kaimar's coming in for a renegade, so it's a bit more of an upgrade for the average like free to plays and low spenders, and some kind of interesting stuff, right? Like he has a active AoE HE burn. Obviously we know the main spider is immune to that. Raw guard's a little bit too strong for this right now to kind of see this fully in action. But you'll see in a second the most positive thing in a second once we kind of show this off a second. So you definitely could be used here as this kind of role. Is there better? Probably, if I'm honest. There is better in Raid already to do this type of job. And there we are really. So you can do a bit of work there in Spider. Again, if he was fast and raw guard, he would have more damage and raw guard. You only need like 3 kind of buffs, and it's the exact same build that we're using for Hydra. So if you're like short on champions, etc., and you have this guy, definitely could be used here in this role with the same kind of style of build. You'll probably want to build yours a bit better than mine and stuff like that. Anyway, let's go into the Hydra run then, and kind of show you what's going on here. But this is our team. This is like my traditional brutal team that I normally run. At the moment, we've got 2Hack, Cardiel, Chris, Venus, and Samuel. This is a full auto comp. We just left it full auto and let it do its thing. And we're mainly using the first form. I do press on a couple of commands. I do take over a little bit to play the provoke and see what that's about. To see if it was any good as well. He does have that type of utility kit where second form can be useful if you need some heals or another provoke because you've been resisted against DK or something like that. So DK is not in this rotation, but he does come up through this run, so we can kind of see that in action. And obviously you're going to build accuracy on him anyway because of the HP burns, right? We do want to land them HP burns. It can also weak it, so that's something. He's actually coming in for the Cubulus role, and to be honest, this is the only reason why he will probably go back into my vault after today's video, because on hard I use a Trunda comp, right, and he's never going to do or leave it to Trunda standards. And in for my brutal comp, I do use Venus and Cubulus, and that gives me the strip for Venus's passive and stuff like that. And I do prefer the Cubulus a little bit because he does counter attack as well, etc. And also my Cubulus is empowered to +3, which kind of goes against him as well. And my Cubulus does dirty damage. So it's something to take into consideration. Now, if I didn't have Venus and Cubulus, I'd probably say he's probably be my team. But just how strong Venus and Cubulus are now, there's only one duo stronger than Venus and Cubulus right now in Hydra, and that is Taurus and Marishka. King Queen don't get close. To be fair, third duo I'd probably Cecilia and Cardiel as a duo kind of team, but Taurus and Wish top, and then Venus Cupid is second in my opinion. So that's just my opinion. That's how I feel, and that's down to my personal experience. So I'm gonna go ahead now, turn off the camera, play the music. You can kind of see some things in this. I just want to, I will point out a couple of things after we return. So I'll let you guys enjoy the music, and again, I will put timestamps if you want to go ahead and just skip to the damage. Okay, so we're going to look at this point here. You'll see that Mischief here is kind of doing his thing, and we're on 44 million, turn 34, which is really, really impressive. Obviously, super, super strong. We're just going to go ahead and play this. You'll see that Mischief will come and take the buffs off him. So what it is he's putting the veils up on himself on the E1 because he has the highest attack. You see he still has the veil ability there, and it's basically allowed him to be attacked by Mischief. Now if we had the block buffs up from our two hand, then this won't be a problem. So if you are going to use him in Hydra, try and make sure that you do his A1 at a certain time, or even better, you got the block buffs there to deal with what you need to do. So that's my recommendation there. Anyway, overall, you can see that it's a bit of a problem. It's also worth pointing out as well, once my Venus goes, I can strip all this if Cubus is in that team. So just for my own personal preference, I do like that ability as well. So here is the overall damage. We have got my man with 19.8 million damage. Venus does out damage him, and this is a good thing to kind of sit up and make note is, wow, Venus is doing more damage in him. She's only doing more damage in him because she has AoE hex set, and that's why she is out damaging him. So to be fair, he is the highest DPS here, right? Samuel does get close though. As you can see, I do have a 6-star blessing on Samuel, and I nearly have like, I think nearly 400 critical damage on that guy. So he's on a whole new level on my account as well, and stuff like that. So Cardial is also like giving him crazy turn meter, etc. So he's actually in a Swift Harry build as well, so that's why he's got so much critical damage, because he doesn't need, he's got enough buffs on him to ignore defense, etc. So it makes no sense. So yeah, like overall, like super impressive damage. That A1 was incredibly amazing. Sorry, the first form was incredibly amazing. So you can see here we actually have the second form ready. I kind of do feel like when I changed form, we lost a lot of damage, in all fairness. But we just changed form. You can see here that we put the AoE, the provoke here brings us increased defense and strength as well, which are quite nice buffs, right? And they work quite well, generally fairly well. So for survivability, if Wrath was causing you some issues, you could definitely transform and do something like that. It can also heal itself as well, which we'll notice in a second. So yeah, Chris does his thing there. Right now he's defense based, not attack based, so we've got no damage on him really. And then I think here we play the heals, etc. Right? So this is attacks all debuffs basically, and places 2 continuous heals. That is a lot of continuous heals, right? 2 continuous heals, which is pretty nice. Anyway, let's go into his build, and I'll kind of show you everything else that's going on there in his kit, and kind of show you what's going on really. Okay, so I'll be honest, this is his build. I actually put a really bad build on him on purpose. This is one of my weakest like damage sets. You guys have seen me wearing a Crisis Merciless piece, and I could put in Merciless piece for today's video. I think maybe he could have done way more damage if I did do that, right? He could cycle through his abilities much quicker as well. Anything, I think it'd be crazy in a 6-piece Merciless. A 40% chance to go in through his A2 and his A3 might actually out damage Hubris that way. Anyway, let's get into his kit. So let's go and take a look at his stats. Not really going to focus on the second form. We're mainly worried about his first form. We're going to have a 2-star blessing, which will give me a 900 attack, which is kind of bonkers. Otherwise, would be on a measly 6,000 attack. I say measly because I'm only packing 7,000 minimum. We do have 255 critical damage. As 30% of that is coming from live arena goal bonuses. And then we do have a ignored 12 defense on this as well, which is also Great Hall bonuses. So a lot of this is actually coming in for Great Hall bonuses. You do want a very good speed as well on him. And then we've got a minimum of 350 accuracy, which is what the brutal threshold accuracy is generally quite sitting at. Can get away with 300 on certain reputations and against certain heads. So we have got attack here. We've got critical damage with accuracy substat, then we've got attack substats, and then we've got speed boots with accuracy. We've got attack with critical rate. We've got critical damage gloves with critical rate, speed, and accuracy, and then speed, and then critical rate and speed, attack substat, and critical rate, critical damage, and accuracy substat here. So overall, kind of really basic. We are running cruelty for the blessings. I don't know if cruelty is the best, but I do know one thing with cruelty is you know that you're going to be getting a bang with your buck. And actually, if you notice in the team, I think I'm running two phantom touch champions because arena and finite. We're running two brimstone, it didn't make sense to run any more brimstone. So for me, that's why we went cruelty. So let me down in the comments what you would run on this guide. To be honest, I would like to use the HE burn one, but that only works in arena, so that is what it is. Then it is worth pointing out that we have got Warmaster as a tier 6 option here as that, and then we have got Cycle of Violence as well, which is pretty key. Life Drink as that as well, and then Master Hector to stand the HE burn, a lot of steel, and then just accuracy down that. So pretty average and basic masteries for me for this guy. Overall, do I think he's great? I think if you pull him, you've got a top tier HYDRA champion, probably one of the best HYDRA DPS champions right now in the game for tap-based nukers. So that's something to kind of take into consideration. If you get him, he's going to do a ton of damage for raw damage, but also bring that AoE HP burn, which is quite vital for HP for basically any run where you get sea poison clouds, etc. So yeah, overall, great team, and I would probably give him like an 8 out of 10 overall for that type of role he plays. Anyway guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching my video to the end. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's daily upload. Make sure you don't miss that, and go and check out my side video from yesterday, and go check out a couple of other videos I've been doing as well, like Sigbud in Finite. I am paying more attention to using mythicals in P vs E content now as a in-game rule ball. I've also had a lot of good feedback on using epics and doing champion guides on fairly new epics as well as old guides, and I've had a way more of a surge request for that as well. So we will be looking over that, but we will be trickling in. And I am going to start a new series soon as well to kind of go over some old basic rules in Raidshadowlegends, but also something that is very key to like mid game, late game, and I suppose a little bit of super end game if you guys are liking clan boss. So that's something we're going to kind of cover on the channel, just because we've had a bit of personally bad experience lately. So I kind of want to do some checks there. So that is one thing from me. Hopefully that's it from me for today. I've been grimreaper. Thank you for watching to the end. I'll see you on the next one.